Hey, 1st through 4th grade leaders, this Sunday we're continuing the big idea of gratitude. Gratitude is letting others know you see how they've helped you. We are going to be diving into Matthew chapter 20, verses 1 through 5, where we see the parable that Jesus tells about the vineyard workers. This is a great story. The vineyard workers start out being happy about their job, but then stop and start comparing themselves to others and become ungrateful. Our bottom line this week is adjust your attitude. This is a great opportunity for us to talk to the kids about how life can be unfair and that we are going to be faced with circumstances that we don't expect and that we don't enjoy, but we can have hope in God and place our faith and trust in Him. This is a very timely subject, as it could bring up some discussion about the tragedy that happened last Sunday, and I'm going to talk a little bit about more about that during our prayer time and our prayer activity. All right, so as your kiddos arrive, they're going to each get a booklet that looks like this with activities. There's crossword puzzles, color sheet, all in the booklet, so there's something for everyone for the kids to choose from. Then we'll have large group time, and we'll be doing worship with our Christmas songs and working on our Christmas song program. Then as you go back to your small groups, your first activity is going to be called Grateful Kids, Diary of a Grateful Kid. Each kiddo will get this. I want you to brainstorm with them things that make them really upset. And what we want to get across to kids is they have a choice on how they respond to things that make them upset. We have an opportunity to respond with a grateful heart and to put our faith and trust in God. For activity number 2, we're going to be focusing on our memory verses. We're going to have purple and green balloons in the middle of your small group. The kids are going to this is going to be called Stomping Grapes. They're going to stomp the balloons, and inside the balloons you will have blank sheets of paper with the Bible verse on them. The kids will take those strips of paper and lay the Bible verse out in order. Then we're going to close in prayer time. I'm going to give you an opportunity to have a little bit more prayer time this week. What the first question that we have that we're going to be addressing during prayer time says, please give an example of things that you do not think are fair. There is a real good chance that the kids may bring up the shooting incident that happened last Sunday. I've heard from several parents that as parents were getting into the car, that K-Love was talking about this at the time, and kids were asking questions. There's a couple of things that we want to do to address this. First of all, I did post in the parent queue on our Facebook children's page how parents can talk to their kids about tragedy, and I think this is something that needs to be addressed. We also need to be super sensitive to the fact that as small group leaders, we're going to have these instances come up, but parents are the primary spiritual leaders, and some kids get to watch a lot of news and know everything that's going on, and some kids are very shielded and protected from the news and have no idea that there was a shooting last week. I have put together guidelines for talking about tragedy. I'm going to post it in Planning Center. I'm also going to have it as a hard copy. Specifically, it talks about with the kids that may want to give more details, ask more questions, that you table that and redirect it to have those conversations after small groups so that we don't end up telling kids details that their parents were not ready for those to be shared. So we do need to be sensitive to that. Also, we are going to be sending out a note this week that we are requiring that every children's ministry leader, every preschool worker attend a meeting in the Reef at 8:30 a.m. We have security measures in our handbook that we have in place, but we want to make sure that each one of you know what that is. If we were to have a fire or an active shooter on campus, what our procedures are, and I'm not sure that everybody does know that, and Pastor Jackie wants to make sure that everybody knows that. So please start making preparations now for you to be in the Reef no later than 8:30. This is a required meeting. All right, hope you're having a great week. Please keep the community in your prayers outside of San Antonio. I'm from Texas, and this is a very small community where they leave their doors unlocked, keys in the car. Not that makes a difference, but there's only a couple of hundred people in this town, and so everybody's related, and it's just such a horrific incident, and I just ask that you lift them in prayer and keep them on your heart and in your thoughts. Hope you're having a great week. Look forward to seeing you on Sunday at 8:30 for our meeting. Then we'll have huddle up time, and 10:10 for huddle up time during second service, and I'll have donuts, and I'm trying to get some coffee over here. If not, get here plenty of time so you can grab some coffee across the way and have it when you get ready to start. Thanks so much. See you Sunday.